Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg, he's cute, together with Mr. Happy0121, and normally, right this moment, we would be sitting down to review some fast food, or at the very least, something out of the freezer aisle. But guess what?
What?
There's nothing to review. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
I was waiting for you to ask because I know you don't know what that means. We always have something to review. That means we're going to do something different today. What's the closest thing we can get to a food review without reviewing food?
Talk about food?
Kinda, sorta. Halloween's coming up. It's world renowned for being about food. Candy, anyway. If you could stick it in your mouth, chew it, and swallow it, 99% of the time that's food. Now there are other things, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to talk about Halloween. So let's get started with this Halloween thing. We're going to do like 3 different lists today. And unlike some people, Matthew Santoro, we're going to list our sources in the description below. We're not only going to list our sources, we're going to put a link to our source material in case you don't believe us or you actually want to follow up on what we're saying.
That was a pretty sick burn. I hope he doesn't find out.
Oh yeah, because he cares what we think. Besides, I didn't say anything. I had a cough.
Oh, yeah.
So you have no prior knowledge of any of these lists. I've purposely kept it that way from you just to get an honest answer from you before we go.
Correct.
So we're going to start with the top 10 Halloween costumes of 2016 up until today that have been sold. Any guesses on the top 10?
Clown, probably, and guessing like a Trump or a presidential candidate costume.
You know, that would be a good guess.
Really?
That's a good, I think it's a good guess.
Well, me too.
Anything else?
Probably like Harley Quinn. And that's all I got.
All right. Let's start at number 10. Dinosaur.
Okay.
Number 9. Clown. Number 8. Now, this website that I got this off of, they can't break down every character, so in some cases it's going to be very vague. So number 8 is Star Wars. Pretty much anyone in the Star Wars universe counts as number 8. But number 7 is very specific. Batman.
Oh, I should have guessed that.
Number 6, an old classic, Witch. Number 5, Wonder Woman. Which, I will tell you right now, I don't see near enough people dressed up like Wonder Woman. Let me specify. I don't see near enough women dressed up like Wonder Woman. I don't need to see no dudes dressed up like Wonder Woman. Number 4, Pirate.
Pirate.
A lot of imagination went into some of these. Number 3 is once again very vague. Superhero. I guess that covers everyone that's not Batman, Wonder Woman specific. Number 2, I don't believe you said this one, but you'll be kicking yourself. The Joker. So Joker actually rates higher than Batman on the scale of importance in the American public.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Joker's more Halloween-y, I guess.
That's a good point. You said weenie. Number 1, Harley Quinn. I read somewhere, now this, don't take this as gospel, but it sounds good. This is the first time that during a presidential election that Halloween costumes were available in the last, say, like 50 years, that no one was dressing as a presidential candidate. There were people, but they weren't even in the like top 30 people to dress as. There's not a bunch of people going as Trump, like you would have guessed.
Yeah.
Not a bunch of people going as Hillary, as you would have guessed.
Trump is easy to like replicate, just a corny suit.
And some bad hair.
Yeah.
And
bad little corny $3 wig.
Hillary would be a bad pantsuit.
Yeah,
and
but if you
guys and girls could dress as Hillary.
You could, but you could dress as Clinton, and people wouldn't be like, "Oh, you're Clinton." But if you dressed as Trump, it's automatically recognizable with the corny hair and the suit. There
were a lot of Clinton masks. There were a lot of George Bush masks. That used to be a thing where you saw, like, I haven't seen any Trump masks, thankfully. All right, you did okay. And I will say the one that you missed, I would have had in the top 10. I would have thought Trump would be somebody big this year. But as of this moment, he's not in the top 10. Next, I seen you sneaking a peek. Now we're going to go to the 10 worst candies. Now this one is, again, from a website, and it's open for debate. I'm just going to ask you your 3 least favorite. If you were of trick-or-treating age and you opened your bag, what don't you want to see?
I don't want to see Snickers. I don't like any chocolate with nuts in it.
That's okay. You don't like chocolatey nuts. Next.
So Snickers, like those weird taffy. You know what I'm talking about? Like the black and orange. Those are horrible.
Yes.
And then anything like mint chocolate.
Mint chocolate. See, now, I would have went Almond Joy, which is more nuts, candy corn, circus peanuts,
Ooh.
bit of honey. There's more, but right off the top of my head, those are the 4 that I'm not even playing with. They're going in the trash. Like, you can give a Snickers away.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
A bit of honey.
Let's read. Actually, it is the top 9 because for whatever reason in this top 10, even though they had people voting on it, the top 10 was the same thing twice in the top 10. People really didn't like it. I think it's because it has different names. Number 10 is something called a Mary Jane. Well, it's like a Reese's Hershey's Kiss, but it's made of peanut butter. Let me get that right. What were you going to say?
Something just popped into my head, like a legitimate concern if you're trick-or-treating in Colorado would probably be getting, like, candy laced with, THC. Because they sell those, like, little weed candies at, whatever they're called.
First of all,
yeah,
it wouldn't be a concern for me. I would not be that concerned about it.
It would be a concern for, like, an 8-year-old kid. I wouldn't want my 8-year-old kid getting all stoned out of his mind.
Second of all, not that I know from personal experience, but I hear that candy's not cheap. They're not giving that candy away, so for you to make the commitment,
that's a good point.
And a person that's going to go get that candy probably wants it for themselves. If you're weighing out the big scale of weed candy versus razor candy, going to go with the weed candy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Number 9, most hated, Good and Plenty.
I've never heard of that.
They look like Mike and Ike's, but they taste like licorice. Strangely enough, number 8, licorice. Now on this scale, it's black licorice, not like Twizzlers or whatever. You know I have some sick fascination with licorice, so I would be okay with it. Number 7 I find a little surprising. Smarties. Smarties are one of those candies when you've eaten everything else in the bag, and you look down and there's some Smarties, you go, I'll eat them. Not like an Almond Joy, which you would...
What Smarties that again? I love Smarties.
Smarties number 7, most hated candy. It gets a little more surprising with the next one for me. Number 6 is Tootsie Rolls. Who doesn't like a good Tootsie Roll? And forget about the chocolate ones. Those are great, but those flavored ones...
Oh, those are good.
Oh, man, when you get off like the vanilla one, if you ain't ever had a vanilla Tootsie Roll, you owe it to yourself. So right off the bat, 7 and 6 I have a little problem with. Number 4, I had to actually look up what this is. Necco wafers, which are little cookies. Never seen them. Must be regional.
I've heard of them.
Next, the wax Coke bottle. Ever had one?
Yeah, I like those. Those are cool.
I have never eaten one. I've seen them all my life.
Well, you don't eat the...
You crack it and get some juice. Yeah,
it's cool.
Never had one. I've seen them all my life. Never. The idea of biting in the wax or breaking open the wax, whatever you want to do with it, no.
No.
The last 2 are the easiest 2, and you can rate them how you want. Number 2, supposedly the most hated candy for Halloween is candy corn. Yeah, my thought is there's something more hated. Number 1, circus peanuts. You familiar with these things?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a coin flip. I just don't think of circus peanuts as Halloween candy.
I've never had them before. What do they taste like? Like, it's not like marshmallows in the shape of peanuts. Is that what do they? Do they taste like peanuts?
Well, they're not marshmallows. It's like this hard waxen substance. Yeah, they're pretty awful. They're not really very sweet.
I've always seen them at the store, and they just don't look appetizing.
And they look like they've been there for years. Like, if you look at the bag, there's dust on them. Who's buying circus peanuts?
There's always dust on the bag, yeah.
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 No. Probably back in, like, during war times, they didn't have any materials to make candy out of. So they made, like, warehouses full of it, and we're still getting, like, the 1942 circus peanuts. They've probably only sold, like, 3 bags since, like, 1980.
Probably.
Anyway, so that was the top 10. Anything in there you disagree with? I disagree with.
Disagree with the Smarties.
I disagree with the Smarties and the Tootsie Rolls. Everything else I could live with. I would have added, like I said, Almond Joy and Bit of Honey instead of the 2. This guy, Snickers in his top 10 most hated.
It's disgusting. I don't want nuts in my chocolate.
I'm
allergic to nuts.
I don't have this list anywhere, but just briefly, what are your top 2? What would be the top 2 things you would want in your trick-or-treat bag?
Reese's and Smarties, I guess.
I'm going to go with little bags of Skittles.
Oh, yeah, and Reese's.
And, yeah, I guess Reese's would be all right. I'm okay with Snickers. What's one candy that you would have never tried if it wasn't for Halloween?
I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that.
I have a specific answer for this because I had never seen it before Halloween, and I would have never bought it for myself. The Krusty Krab burgers, the Krusty burgers.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They're like gummies, and they've got like the buns and the lettuce in the burger. I only see those at Halloween, and I only try them at Halloween, but that's a candy I would have never tried otherwise. Big Finish. Here's the one that I found the most unusual. All this stuff makes sense. There is a list. Someone took the time to compile a list of the favorite Halloween candy of all 50 states. Now, we're not going through all 50 states because, you know, we'll put the link below and you can go find your state. I apologize in advance if we don't name your state, Rhode Island. But just a few of interest. I was very proud of our state for once. We're currently in Arkansas, and I was waiting for some god-awful candy like, you know, candied yam or
Candy.
possum chews or something. But no, the #1 candy in Arkansas was Skittles. Check this out, though. Arizona, their #1 candy for Halloween is Toblerone.
What's that?
Dude, I'll just have to show you. I mean, is it because they got old people there? Georgia has pixie sticks.
Okay. All right, Georgia.
Since YouTube now frowns on drug references, I'm sure I could have probably turned something to people in Georgia with pixie sticks, but we're not going to do it. We're just going to keep going along. Pretty much everything is normal. Kentucky has Whoppers. I hate Whoppers. Makes my skin crawl to say it.
Oh, no, those are great.
When you bite into it, it's like you're biting in the bone marrow.
Love it.
Ugh. So, yeah, Kentucky, no. Maryland, #1, Almond Joy. So, right there, I can tell you I'm not going to get along with the people in Maryland much. Let's see. Butterfinger from Idaho. As much as I'm making fun of these, it doesn't really get weird until we get further down the list. Things take a turn from like Montana has Kit Kat, Nebraska Skittles, Nevada Jolly Ranchers, New Hampshire Tootsie Rolls. These are all things that I can live with. New Jersey Sour Patch Kids. Who knew? As we get down here towards the end, though, check this out. Oregon, Tennessee, Texas, and South Carolina all chose candy corn as their favorite Halloween candy. 4 states decided that candy corn was the candy of choice on Halloween.
Apparently, it's also the second most hated candy. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't to me either. And then the poor bastards in West Virginia were just confused. Oreos are their favorite Halloween candy. Oh, Wyoming. Let's not forget trashing them. Wyoming thinks candy corn is a valid Halloween candy. That's
Candy
their
corn's
#1.
pretty good.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's great. Well, if you eat a whole bag, you will regret it. But if you have a couple here and there, it's pretty good.
Candy corn is the Jedi of all candies because it accomplishes something every year. It makes people forget that it sucks. I bet if we had a camera on you right now and I gave you the candy corn, you would eat it and you go, oh man, this does suck.
No.
But then you would set the candy corn down and walk away, and you would come back later and go, ooh, candy corn, and try it again, and you go, candy corn sucks. Put the candy corn down, walk away. That's how they continue to sell bag after bag after bag, year after year, because everyone knows candy corn sucks, but somehow they put something in the candy corn that makes people forget until they bite into it how horrible it is.
Okay, Alex Jones.
I'm sure there's some kind of conspiracy with the big business of candy corn and the Illuminati. I think that the candy corn is probably some kind of brainwashing device used by the Illuminati at Halloween. That's how they get you to wear all those costumes. It lays the groundwork. It's like the gateway drug. Candy corn is the way in to make you feel good about wearing a costume. Hence, playing into the Illuminati's worldview plan for population decrease.
Yeah.
Do you like all that?
That's what I was thinking.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So steer clear of those weirdos in Wyoming, Texas, wherever Tennessee. We're right in between them. Tennessee, Texas, we got them on both sides, the candy corn enthusiasts. Thank God we're in Arkansas where we can enjoy a fine Skittle without retribution. I think we'll just leave it there for today. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be added to that. If you've made it this far, that means that you're still alive and either the clown purge hasn't happened yet, or you're preparing for the clown purge. Do you know about the clown purge?
Oh, I know.
It's happening on October 30th.
The Vigilant Christian made a video about it.
Hey, I made a video about it. This guy doesn't watch any of our content. He just sits down and then leaves. He goes and eats candy corn so he can forget he made videos. But yeah, here's a link.
Heard some kid got stabbed to death because he was dressed as a clown. Not because he was scaring people, and I guess they felt threatened, and then they stabbed him to death. The kid was like 16.
We made a video talking about this a while back. At certain points in history, there are just things you don't do that aren't a good idea, and you're kind of asking for it. Dressing as a clown and coming out of the woods right now, not a good idea.
Too.
Yeah, especially when there's hysteria. It's kind of like throwing a sheet on and walking around Detroit saying that you're a ghost. That's probably not a good idea either. If you do that, you're probably going to get what's coming to you. So, as sad as that is, my advice would be, don't dress like a clown.
Surprised there's not more casualties.
Oh, they're coming. Clownpocalypse 2016. This video will be a testament of what it was like before the clown purge. Hopefully one of us will be around after to document the rest. All right. I think we've done some good work here today. Hopefully, God, please, Lord Jesus, Buddha, any other deities?
Papa Legba.
Dionysus, somebody, give us something to review this week, or we're going to do more of these videos. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Till next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You can find us on all social media, Mr. Happy0121. And before you stay vigilant, if you have anything you want to add, just put it in the comments below. Hell, let us know your 10 least favorite candies. That'll keep you busy for a while. Until next time,
stay vigilant.